Jeff Gordon brings Hendrick Motorsports back to victory lane at Martinsville.
Steve Letarte's first victory as a crew chief. Good going, Steve.
It's an interesting story. I grew up in southern Maine. My dad was a race car builder up there. We moved from Maine to North Carolina. Actually, the day that Jeff Gordon won the Brickyard, because I remember listening to it in the car on the ride down. And I became Ray Abraham's neighbor of all, just by chance. And at about 15 and a half, 16 years old, he gave me a job sweeping the floor in the 24 shop. And the rest is kind of history. 9 and a half, 10 years later, I became Jeff's crew chief. Well, what I remember about Martinsville, so this is without a doubt my favorite racetrack. So we came here, and with Jeff, he's just so talented here. We knew we were going to be fast. And it runs almost a perfect amount of green flag laps. We gain our track position, and we hold Tony Stewart off for the win. And the whole thing was pretty surreal. So I got a text from Knaus, and he goes, "Hey, congratulations, you have a win as a crew chief. You should be good for life." And then he responded back, he goes, "You know, maybe not. It was Jeff Gordon at Martinsville. That's like a half win." He said, "That's like winning with Jimmy at Dover. You got like a half a win with Jeff at Martinsville." And we kind of laughed. And someone from the track showed up, and they said, "Hey, we have the clock. You want us to put it in the hauler? Or what do you want?" I'm like, nope, I'll take that. So I put it in the back of my pickup truck. I text Jeff on the way home, and he said, "Man, you can just keep it." So it's still sitting in my office today. You know, I've told Jeff this, and I would tell him, you know, Jeff didn't get my best years. You know, when you're 26, no matter how hard you try, you're still only 26. And I did my best, but I was definitely a better crew chief later in my career. And it got to a point where Jeff and I went winless. I was in the meeting at Hendrick Motorsports after Miami in 2010. Rick Hendrick kind of walks in. Rick in his little famous tone, "Hey, Steve, I just need you just for a second." And I remember as I walked from my seat down the length of that conference room, I was confident I was getting fired. Like I was thinking, I wonder what teams are hiring, because I just went winless with a future Hall of Famer. This is not going to work. And he said, "Hey, listen, I just don't think this is working, but I think you and Dale would be great together. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to get him back to victory lane, back to where he belongs." After I got through the blur of not getting fired, I kind of just started the approach with Dale of let's try to get better. And it got to the point where we were just going to have a good time and enjoy working together. We didn't worry about winning. We would just try to win. And we came here that day, and we were good, but never great. And the race just kind of fell our way. There was a pit opportunity. And I remember I gave him a little pep talk like, "Look, Jeff's coming. He's better than us, and he has new tires, so we have to go." And I'll never forget, I kind of looked up to turn 4, and we body slammed Stewart out of the way, which I think he knew it was coming. He was trying to get out of the way.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. ducks low on Stewart. They bang a bit in 3. Earnhardt is there. They bang again in 4.
I remember not letting myself get excited at all, especially with Gordon behind us, of all people. But when we beat him off 4 coming to the line, I knew it was over, and it was, man, we had a blast. Heck, we about tore the stage down. My daughter was here, and then like any good friend, we went and partied till the sun came up. Martinsville never changes. Everyone in the garage area grew up beating and banging, tearing fenders off at their local short track. And no matter what level of racing you get to, you want to have that little feeling of home. And Martinsville's it. Martinsville is short track racing at its finest.